Orchestra will do four pieces, and then we're going to transition to our Symphonia Orchestra, our Philharmonic Orchestra, and then we'll do a combined piece at the very end. In between, during those transitions, our high school principal, Miss Lori Hansen, will come on up and introduce those orchestras. And then please do us a favor, if you would. Take your phone out and just turn the ringer off. And then let's just make sure we focus on tonight's concert. We're looking forward to the great opportunity. So tonight we'll start off with our 8th grade orchestra, directed by Miss Michelle Shetler-Stein. Welcome.
Good evening. We're so excited to have you all here tonight.
I am very excited to have the 8th graders perform for you. This is actually their second time performing this year. They had the honor of playing for our Veterans Day program, and they performed the Star Spangled Banner, and we would like to share that again with you tonight. We invite you, as you are able, to please stand for the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Up next, we have, from the Norse legend of Goldifax, Thor's horse with a golden mane, which will be captured in this next piece, Goldifax. Up next, we have an original piece by Soon He Newbold. Written in the spirit of ancient history and chants, Medieval Kings takes listeners back in time to the medieval days of tournaments, knights, and kings. The medieval times, also known as the Middle Ages, produced poetry, art, and music that greatly influenced later works found in the Renaissance area. So here is Medieval Kings. I have some traditional thank yous to do before the 8th grade's last piece. A big thank you to our people in the sound booth tonight. I see Mr. Hines taking pictures, and I see Gavin doing our live stream. I'm very pleased to have our live streamed concert tonight. Custodial staff in both buildings for all of their help in having our stage and practice areas ready to go. Big thank you to all parents and community members that are here tonight in person or virtually with us for all of your support. Big thank you to our music department. They are just a great crew to work with. Mr. DeLuca in particular for helping to get all of the details ready here at the high school, getting the high schoolers prepared for tonight as well. And a big thank you to some parent volunteers who I promised I wouldn't say their names, but they know how thankful I am that they were helping behind stage with our pizza party in between our mass rehearsal and our concert tonight. Big thank you to my son and my husband for sharing me with these other kids for the evening, and then also to our administration for all of your support for this night and just for the music in general. We are going to conclude with an original piece by Elliot Del Borgo called St. Lawrence Overture. We're going to have our first transition of the night. We are going to invite our high school orchestras up, and our 8th graders are going to switch places with them.
I'm Lori Hansen. I'm one of the principals here at Monticello High School, and I'm very proud to welcome our new families to our Performing Arts Center. We're very grateful to have you here. 8th grade orchestra, that was a beautiful 4-piece set. In particular, your last piece was beautiful. Audience, can you help me acknowledge and recognize and celebrate their hard work one more time? If you fast forward 1 year, this is where you will be. This is our Symphonia Orchestra, which is our 9th grade, and they too have been working very hard. They are a very dedicated group of students and performers that are very excited to give you a beautiful showcase tonight. They have 3 pieces that they're going to perform for you. And before we transition to our last piece or our last group, there will be a small ensemble up here as well. So we're going to have a couple different transitions happen. Let me introduce to you our our orchestra director, Mr. Andy DeLuca.
You have a homework assignment. Tell your neighbor a joke. Be back with you in a few minutes. Thanks for being here, everybody. If your neighbor told you a bad joke, sorry, you sat next to them. Truly, thank you for supporting what we do here. Live music is really terrible without an audience. It is. It's not fun to do. It's not fulfilling. You are what makes live performance a joy to do and such an experience for these students. So thank you for being here with us tonight. First piece, reminiscent of gladiators, Spartacus in particular, his drive, his determination, into a really wonderful piece for strings. This next piece, we take a bit of a turn. Our medium, we don't get to do a lot other than old classical music, and then we get this new stuff. And it's, for me as an educator, really important to broaden our horizons. This next piece, we are turning towards jazz, actually, in an arrangement of the classic Eric Garner tune, Misty. They were shocked too the first day I told them, yeah, I'm just going to leave. And they didn't believe me. A tune like that is so, being so fluid and lyrical, it makes a ton of sense for us to practice playing without a conductor. It's a skill that is one that you need to practice. It involves a lot more watching in the ensemble, a lot more trust for the people around you, and it makes for a beautiful product there. Ending out our portion of the concert here with Symphonia, a piece by a local composer, Lucas Sjogren. He teaches over in Mounds View. We played a piece of his last year, absolutely loved it. We got in contact with him and he said, oh, I have more. We'd love for you to take a look at them, and we did. It's become one of our favorites, Into the Fire. Now, I was gonna surprise you. I was gonna say, we have another group, and then the surprise got ruined. But we have a treat in store for you. At the high school, there was a group of students that came to me and said, we want to play more orchestra. I said, you're already in orchestra. And they went, no, we want to play more. I went, okay, let's do it. So we formed a chamber strings ensemble this year. They meet occasionally during school, before school, whenever they meet. They had asked me to help out conducting and to help out with them, and it's been a ton of fun. And I said, let's share part of that with you. So as they make their way up here, they're going to make their way up here. This is a combined group with 9th through 12th graders, student-led. Chamber playing is one that is very important in our art form and involves a lot of peer coaching, peer collaboration, and it's a ton of fun to be a part of. So 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th, 11th grade. If you have that itch to keep playing your instrument more, come talk to me, let's get you involved. As they come up, the piece we're going to play for you is a mashup, a mega mix, if you will, of the classic Green Sleeves, as well as Carol of the Bells. Another one of our brief transitions as we bring the entire Philharmonic up here. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks. Stage, your Monticello High School Philharmonic Orchestra. Stand on up. First piece, Trixie in the middle, doesn't it? That was two movements from a larger suite called Carnival of the Animals, which Camille Cézanne wrote as a joke, actually. He wrote it for a few of his friends just to play. It's originally written for two pianos and orchestra, with winds and percussion and all that. And Cézanne didn't want to publish it. He's like, people won't take me seriously. And it actually ended up becoming one of his most famous pieces ever written for him. So really delightful things. The other movements are definitely worth your time to check out. You've probably heard some of them in commercials and movies anyway. But that is an example of something classic to our repertoire to showcase what we come from, because this art form is quite old, from the 1500s on as we go. What isn't very old is this next piece. This comes from the Studio Ghibli movie, Howl's Moving Castle, with the brilliant, absolutely brilliant score of Joe Hisaishi. This is Merry-Go-Round of Life from Howl's Moving Castle. if you haven't seen that movie, Howl's Moving Castle, you have homework to do. Not tonight, it's too late. Like, it's already past our bedtime. But Studio Ghibli has produced some of the most gorgeous pieces of art, period. And the music and the visuals are definitely worth your time to go experience and to just soak in. It will change your life. It's that sort of music. Next up, a fun little piece based on one singular idea, and it's science. This is an effect called the Doppler effect. Raise your hand if you've heard of that. Actually, surprisingly, a lot of you. An ambulance goes by and it gets louder as it gets close to you, and then it goes further away. There's actually a name for that, and it's called the Doppler effect. And the composer of this piece took that one singular idea and put it into music. A brilliant example of how what we do crosses so many areas of life. And in this case, it is the sciences blended with art. This is Doppler effect. close tonight, we take you to the little town of Anatevka and the story of one man with a fiddler who happened to be on the roof. Would the orchestra musicians from 8th and 9th grade please join us on stage? We've got one more for you here, folks, tonight. This is one of our absolute favorite traditions we do every concert. We have everybody play together. We have the 8th through the 12th grade. It is truly, it's one of my favorite things too, because what's not better than about 120 string players all on the stage making music together. So can we give all these performers up here a round of applause? And to those of you that own homes that have various string instruments, sometimes multiple in them, thank you for supporting them. Thank you for giving them a space and a voice to create music and be with us every day. It's why our jobs are the best. They're the best because we get to work with these students. We get to make music all the time. And please don't take that for granted, because many people do and they lose it. Those of you that have given up instruments, I'm sure that you've regretted it and wanted to come back every day. So those of you on stage, don't give it up. Music's too easy to choose to do something else, and you choose to be here. We're so glad you did. So thank you. Thank you. We are so proud of you. Thank you to my colleague, Michelle Shetler-Stein. Having a feeder program like this to add to our high school experience, 612 Orchestra is the way to go. We love collaborating, and so thank you for sharing the concert with us tonight. We're going to tune and play one final number for you. This is Brian Balmage's Wood Splitter Fanfare.
Just want to tell you a little bit about this piece.
Just because of the story behind it. So this was written by Brian Balmages, and here is what it says. The title of this work stems from an incident that he witnessed while serving as a guest conductor for the Deer Path Middle School Orchestras in Lake Forest, Illinois. While waiting to premiere a new work, To Tame the Raging Rapids, with a group, he watched the orchestra perform on stage. A viola player went to put her instrument into playing position, and the chin rest slipped off. She lost her grip on the instrument, and he watched in horror as the instrument fell to the ground. Even worse, the entire instrument cracked from tailpiece to the top. Brett Popowski was only in 8th grade and could have completely fallen apart on stage, but he watched with amazement at how calmly she picked up the instrument and waited for the others to finish. At that point, others were able to quickly find another viola, and she finished the entire program. After seeing her resolve and focus following the incident, Mr. Balmages knew that he would write a piece about it and dedicate it to her. This is a reminder of how we all experience unfortunate incidents, but it is in the aftermath of those experiences where we see the true definition of our character. It is the composer's hope that this fanfare will help everyone focus on the aftermath of the event, Brett's resolve and focus, and the maturity of those around her to continue creating great music. This piece is a way to sustain that music making so that we can leave the frustrating moments behind and celebrate all that it means to be a true musician. Here is Wood Splitter Fanfare.